In the last episode, I did some minor tweaking, tried all the light settings, added more sand to the tank, and finished the hardscape. So I've got all the plants I need now, and it's time to start planting. So I have all my plants prepared here. Most of them are actually taken from my other aquascapes. I keep them in a plant storage tank so I can reuse them like this. And a couple here, the ones I have in pots here, those are the new ones. So I bought a couple of Anubias, some Java ferns, and this Hydroctyle, whatever. I'm gonna put it on the screen. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about these plants when I actually get them in the tank. So let's just go ahead and start planting. This is Anubias hastafolia, and this is a limited edition from Tropica. So I want this to really show. I will just take a little bit of glue, and then I'll just be quick and attach it to the wood here. I'm using cyanoacrylate superglue. And this is completely safe for both the fish and the plants. And now I'll do the same with one of my Java ferns. This is the standard Java fern. I do have one more of those Anubias hastafolia, and this one is already attached to rock. So I want this one in the foreground here. So I'm just gonna put it here. I also got some regular Anubias Barteria varnana, and I'm gonna put one here, and here I can just move the rock a little bit here, and I can try to shove this in and lock it into place with help of the rock here. This makes it more simple, I don't have to glue anything. And I have one Anubias petite that I'm gonna put here. This is also attached to rock. It's really simple to do like this, and if I want to in the future I can just move it anywhere I want. This is a good way to attach Anubias for simplicity. Here's a Bucephalandratea that I'm gonna be putting in, and this has a flower on it, pretty cool. I'm gonna put it here. I think it will fit really nice here. So this is an Anubias Barteria caladlifolia. So this is a quite big Anubias, and I think this will fit really well in the foreground here. So I'm just gonna shove this in behind this rock and try to bury these roots a little bit. I don't want to bury the rhizome though, just the roots to keep it in place. I think this will be just perfect to have here in the foreground. I have a little bit more Java fern that I'm just gonna glue on to the other side here. I have some narrow Java fern that I took from another tank, and this I can just shove in this little crack here, and this will stay here. And this will attach itself eventually. Now this is an Anubias gracilis, and this looks really beautiful. This has a little bit different leaves to it. So I'm just gonna shove this in under the root here. I can actually burrow those roots down, that should be fine as long as we don't cover the rhizome. And this should help keep this attached under here. I do have one more of those Anubias gracilis, and I'm gonna put it in this little crack here. I almost forgot that I have one more of those narrow Java ferns, and I'm just gonna be able to shove this into a little crack here, and that should stay in place and lock itself in eventually. So time to put some stem plants in. And these ones here, I think these are Hygrophila polysperma. Now all the plants I'm putting in here, they're all easy plants. So here behind this root here, I will put some Hygrophila polysperma rosa nervig. These will be hard to see now in the beginning, but these will grow pretty quickly. So over here in the right corner, I'm going to put some Rotala rotundifolia. Here I will put some Ludwigia Palustris Super Red, so we get a little bit of contrast and create a little focal point here. I'm gonna put some Ludwigias on the left side in the background here as well. I do think these will create a really nice effect when these grow a little bit taller. Also have a Hydroctyle, something that I can't pronounce, so I'm gonna put this up on the screen for you. And I think this will create a really nice effect here. I can also use this as a floating plant or attach it to the wood anywhere really, but hopefully this will creep up here and cover this piece of wood eventually. We'll have to see how it goes, but I think this is a great looking plant. Now, since this Hydroctyle can be used as a floating plant or whatever you want, I decided to put it on the wooden structure as well, so it looks like it's creeping up. And hopefully this will attach itself to the wood. I think this will look amazing in the future. Since I only have sand as the bottom substrate, I'm using these Tetra Plantastart root tabs to give the plants the best possible start they can get. The sand has literally no nutrients whatsoever in it, so I'm gonna shove these root tabs down close to the roots, get them down quite a good bit down like this. And this should give the plants the best possible start they can get. I want my plants, especially my stem plants, to have access to nutrients even for the root system. I'm also going to put a couple where those Anubias roots go down into the substrate. I've seen the roots of my Anubias going down into the nutrient layer before, and those Anubias looked really green and they were growing really fast. So I'm going to provide them with some root tabs as well. I've also decided to use my Tropica System Nano CO2 system in this tank to boost the plants a little bit. Now, since I only have easy plants in this tank, I'm gonna go for the Tropica recommendation, and that is around 1 bubble per minute per 10 liters of water. So in this tank I'm gonna use around 60 bubbles per minute. So all the plants are in, I've set up the lights, and the CO2 system is installed. Now this took a little bit longer than I expected, so I'm gonna have to make another episode, and the next episode will be all about the pike. I want to do a big water change, and I want to get some water conditioner in. And I want this to stand for a couple of days before I actually move the pike in here. Now, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe if you don't want to miss the next episode that's going to be all about the pike. And if you missed the first episode, you can always go back and have a look at how I did the hardscape and how I set everything up to be ready for planting. And if you enjoyed this, you can always drop a like. This will really help the channel. And I'll just go ahead now and prepare this for a couple of days, and I'll see you next time.